Before all the postponements, this Six Nations window was supposed to be completely URC free. Did that change your plans much? I mean, had you planned to go to any Six Nations match, or have you any time off that you can enjoy that Six Nations?
No, I think it's if there's one thing we learned in the last 20 odd months, it's that to be adaptable. So I didn't make any plans ahead, knowing that this could happen. So yeah, definitely, I think for us, for me especially as a coach, it's great to work, and I love coming every Monday. I actually find it sometimes hard not to, although it's very useful and you need those breaks. Sometimes I find it hard, having too much of a break. So I think actually for us it's great to have 5 games in a row, and when you watch the way it was originally scheduled, the URC, there was going to be we normally have these sort of windows, for a lot of players that they work so hard and they are on the fringes and they have the opportunity, and now they will have it. So, and we are really excited to go into these 5 games and crack on some rugby. And yeah, we're if you put it in my say, I will be really happy to be working. Yeah.
And have you spoken to Will Conors, or are you just on the other end of the medical bulletin where we see he's out for 8 to 10 weeks? How is he? And it's obviously a big setback again for a man who's had a few injuries.
Yeah, it is a setback, and one thing, knowing because of his personality and so on, he's very resilient, and I'm sure he'll come back stronger. But it's part of the job, sportman, especially rugby, a contact sport. Having said that, in this case, it was so was like it was nothing. I don't know how he got injured. So he'll be back and stronger for sure. He's been in better days, definitely, but it's part of I think it's part of that. It's his personality he's a fighter, and he'll come good.
Is it the same knee?
Sorry?
Is it the same knee that he injured last year?
It's the same knee? I don't... Yeah, I think so. We'll double check if you want. To be honest, I know it's the knee, but I haven't been... Yeah.
Obviously, Leinster are used to amazing winning records in the United Rugby Championship or the Pro 14, and you kind of live at the top of the table. Is there something to be taken from staying in, or not always winning? And is it beneficial in somehow to be chasing somebody for once instead of always being up at the top and everything appearing rosy? I mean, is it maybe good for the overall health of the team that you've a couple of places to climb?
Well, how can I answer? Like you obviously we are naturally competitive, and we want to win every single game, even in training, But it doesn't change our approach on trying to improve and take the learnings of every game. And sometimes when you lose, you kind of feel you have to take you take even more learnings, Now. It also shows a lot on the sort of competition we are in. Like, it's getting better and better all the time. Anyone can beat anyone. Actually, Ospreys beat Edinburgh, who were top of the league in the starting of the weekend, and it's very tight, and it's great to have. I think it's good to have that that competition. The better the competition you're in, the better you develop. On the long run, it's always better, and so I wouldn't see it as maybe people see it from outside. If we kept on winning, that it was all rosy. It's still for us. We never saw it like that, and definitely I think at the weekend, last weekend, the previous weekend, we were definitely we were off. We didn't play our best game, and we have to learn from that, and we need to dig in and find our best version, So it's part of the job, and it's part of the enjoyment of being here,
And finally, just against Edinburgh, and obviously missing your Ireland contingent, do you place more emphasis on winning at all costs, or seeing your younger players develop and come on, even if it doesn't mean you win the match?
No, the way we, or the way I think we understand this is we need to improve, and if we play and we improve and we play our best game, we have better chances to win the game. So the obviously everyone wants to win. Is how and why you look for that win. How you look for that win, and for us it's like being very, very good, improving on what we want to do, on how we want to play, on our philosophy, on our strategies, on our tactics, because we are definitely, obviously you look to the weekend, but we also see the bigger picture. That is how we develop a team and trying to get better, not only against Edinburgh, but against every single team, So there's a short-term goal that is obviously win the game, but it's more so looking after performance. And we believe that if we perform good, and if we are in a good day, we have better chances of winning, It doesn't guarantee winning, but we have better chances.
Gracias, buena suerte.
Gracias.
Contra Edinburgh.
Gracias.
Hi, Felipe. I'm just wondering, in your analysis of the 29-27 loss to Cardiff, where do you see Leinster lost the game?
I think we were off we were 5% off in many aspects of the game. We were slow in getting into our shapes, into getting into our structures. We were slow at the breakdown. We conceded too many turnovers. Even maybe in some, but basic in the basic things we were slow. Then you can argue and talk about decisions that didn't come our way, but for us it's very easy to go that route and put it on someone else. We need to look what we could have done better, and there's many aspects of the game that we could have been better, and we know we are better. So it's we didn't deserve the win, full stop. That's it. So I think we need to improve loads of things.
Okay, and there's been a break of a week, say, from the Cardiff game, and just in terms of, is it better to get a week's break and a preparation to go into after a loss, or would you prefer to go right in and play Edinburgh, say, last weekend?
Well, we don't have to. We don't decide that. It's we get what we get. But if you ask me, especially after a lose, I wouldn't take a week off. Like it makes a hell lot of a long week. So I'd rather crack on and play. But it is what it is, and we don't change our approach because it's we had a week off, or it just get us some challenges that we need to, we make sure that we learn from, we go and review the game that we just lost the 2 weekends ago and so on, because it's very important, all those learnings, and then just crack on and prepare the best way we can for this Friday.
And finally, I just wonder, in terms of when the international weekends are on and that, and with Leinster supplying so many players to the international team, how you enjoy bringing some of the younger guys through and training with them and getting them up to speed for the block of 5 games coming up.
Yeah, it's a challenge for everyone in the building, but it's that excitement and that challenge, and why we love this job. It's as a coach, having young players, it's always exciting because you know you have to do your coaching. You have to make sure they are up to speed, and the standards, we don't negotiate, we don't compromise our standards. Doesn't matter. So for all those young players and the senior players that stayed in the building, there's a huge challenge to make sure that Leinster standards stays where we said we are, that are our standards. You know, we don't compromise them because of the personal. So it's a great challenge in the building for everyone.
Okay, thank you, Philip.
Cheers.
Thanks, Jerry. Thanks, Michael. Felipe, if I could just ask, does it narrow the focus where you are in the league, and the fact that it's Edinburgh who are in second place in the URC coming to the RDS on Friday? I mean, like, every point counts in this block ahead.
Yeah, I think definitely every point counts, and especially because it's the league became so competitive as well, and you just want to make sure that you finish the regular season the highest possible. So yeah, every point counts, especially you're competing now against they are second, but they have a game in hand. They could well be looking and probably coming from a disappointed loss again. So I think they'll be looking and chasing that victory to go top, you know. So, and we are in the same track. So yeah, it's exciting.
What have you seen from this Edinburgh team under Mike Blair?
Well, definitely a different change of style of rugby, and a very good Edinburgh team in attack and in defence. You know, I think they've got very good structure, a very good philosophy of rugby, and I think they're very well coached. You know, you talk about Mike Blair, but behind is Gareth Baber, and you know, they have so many like good coaches there that. They are doing a great job, you know, and they're a good side, very good side, exciting to watch as well. They play a nice brand of rugby, so hopefully, weather permitted, it will be a good spectacle of rugby, you know, a good game of rugby on Friday.
And just finally, Felipe, this Friday gives a great opportunity, obviously playing at home in front of supporters, but then it's the start of a 3-week block of playing at home in the RDS. You talk about closing that gap on the teams above Leinster Rugby at the moment. 3 games at home is an ideal opportunity to do that. Yeah,
especially because you know, having crowds back into the stadium and all the supporters and you know, it's a great buzz. I think February and March it's a great buzz in terms of rugby because of the Six Nations going around, and now having this the club like Leinster playing, it's great, you know, and people come enjoy or the beginning of a Six Nation weekend or a bye week of the Six Nations where you have a Leinster game. So yeah, it will be hopefully a three good enjoyable RDS games, you know.